Hi there and welcome to my fourth video of my little series of updating from Batumi in Georgia about the chess Olympiad that's going on. I'm going to talk a little bit about my round 4 game where we played against the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Unfortunately, the match ended in a 2-2 draw between Wales and Saudi. It's a match that we really should have won. To be honest, we could have won it right probably from about half an hour to the end of the final match. Just got really unlucky on the bottom board. And then I think Carl on board 1 and me, we didn't play very well either. I wasn't feeling too great on this day, which is why I'm having a rest day today. So hopefully I can get better ready for after a rest day tomorrow, ready for the next round on Sunday. But take you through my game. I was playing against a guy called a Musrahi, and he's graded high 1800s. He might be better than his grade though, because he kind of doesn't have many games in the database. He's only played like it was either 2 years ago or something, so he might be maybe 2000 or something like that, but he's still a player that I should be beating. Anyway, in my preparation, I knew that he played the Slav, and I knew that he played the Chevenenko variation, which is this A6 move here, and I was very happy to play against this. I quite like the positions that we get. So I played C5, and this was in my prep. And that kind of surprised me because he went knight bd7, whereas actually I was probably expecting bishop f5. And I just completely forgot to look at this move. But I didn't think it was too bad a deal, too big deal. I can play bishop f4, he plays knight h5, e3, knight takes, pawn takes. And now the idea is that I've got complete control over this e5 square. The idea being for him is that he wants to play f6 and e5, because when I take back with this pawn's weak. So he can just take this one off. And that breaks open the centre, and it's very easy for him to play, and he should be left with this nice pawn chain into the centre of the board, and he's breaking up my pawns. However, with a pawn on f4, that gives me more control over e5. I can also probably by that point stick a rook on this file and be very happy. He continues g6, bishop d3, bishop g7, and here I probably should just castle or try and look at what he's trying to do to me. For some reason, I just go really aggressive mode and push Harry the H pawn, which was on reflection was not the greatest idea in the world, because I just completely forgot that he can attack me with the move b6. And I saw this in my pre-game analysis, and I remember looking at it in moves beforehand. I just completely missed the idea because now he's threatening to the pawn here. But I can't play b4 because he still takes it, because then the knight is unguarded from this bishop on this beautiful diagonal. So I knew from this move that I wasn't having my best day. Unfortunately, it does get worse. So I take the pawn, he takes back, and now the idea is that he's got a double attack on these 2 pawns, so I can pick one to keep and one to lose. In hindsight, maybe rook c1 or maybe something along those lines might be a better idea. But I play queen d2. I was okay with that move, and he does bishop takes pawn. So he's a pawn up now. He's also got the bishop pair, and I've also got double pawns. Whether they're a strength or a weakness is yet to be seen. But if I'm not careful and I don't act quickly, this d pawn is going to run down the board at me. He's going to swap off pieces and win an easy endgame. So I've got to be very careful now. And here I make another mistake. I even looked at what I should have done. I play h5 straight away, and I've got no idea why, because I should play knight a4, because now with my knight attacking the queen's got to stay guarding this bishop, because the knight's attacking it, so he's got to play queen a7. Then I just play rook c1 on this pawn, and he can't move it, well he can move it forwards, but then if he moves forward I take the bishop on d4, and he's got double d pawns then, which is I've got counterplay then, that's good. So he's got to defend this c6 pawn, and maybe bishop b7 is a good way of doing that, or the only way of doing that, apart from maybe knight b8, but I don't think he really wants to do that move. And so here is queens on a7. The only thing that I have to watch out for is this f2 pawn, but this is a much better version of the game, and now I can go h5 if I want to. His queen's kind of on the edge of the board. I've got his bishop on b7, defending a pawn here. I'm very happy to kind of, well, not very happy, but I'm okay to play this position. But I knew it was a bad day at the office, because I just go h5 straight away, and he just retreats the bishop, which I actually saw. I saw he could do this, and now when I go knight e4, he doesn't actually have to go queen back to the edge of the board. He can go queen c7, where it's guarding c6. I can't get in the tempo, and he's also trying to hit this e5 square. So after rook c1, he plays e5. So yeah, I know I was not having the best of times during this game, and it's I definitely thought that I could lose from this position quite easily. I take the pawn, and the only kind of last chance I have really is that I've kind of got like a knight b6 taking on c8, and then it's going to leave me with opposite coloured bishops. And the pawn down, I could probably draw that against some of the lower graded, and I'd be very happy. And after king f1 here, at least I've got some sort of idea with the e-file of pinning his queen, so I've still got some basic threats, and I guess right at the end I've still got this h-file that could become open. And so I thought, well, I'm not lost just yet, but it's very close to being losing. He castles, which is the right move, because when he takes back with the f-pawn on g6, that allows his rook to have the f-file, so it's all good for him. And now the computer doesn't like this move, but I played b3, and I was very happy with it, because, I mean, knight b6 is the idea, but then I think he might just do rook b8, and then, like, if I take the pawn back, well, he's got this pawn down here with his queen, but also, I thought he could do something else as well. What was it that I saw for him? Rook b8 looks normal, rook takes pawn. Yeah, I mean, the computer's saying lots of things, just moving this bishop anywhere here, apparently. It's just better for him. Maybe I should have calculated that more, but I thought after b3, he's now got no ideas of taking this pawn. And I've still got the knight b6 threat, and I'm still threatening c6, because I can't take the pawn straight away because of bishop d7. And now I am lost because he's picking up the knight. He's got this pin on my rook to the knight, and I can't do anything about it. So that's the main idea there. So I thought b3 kind of just asked him quite a few more questions. The computer disagrees with me, but it stops me losing a pawn on b2, defends my knight, it blocks up the b file where he can stick his rook, so I'm still threatening the pawn on c6, and I'm still threatening knight b6, so I think practically for a human it's difficult to play, and this is where he starts to go wrong. I think I was analysing queen d4 for him to see what he'd do there, but I think the computer says bishop g4 and taking this pawn, or threatening me to, telling me to do something with this pawn, because the longer it stays there, the longer I can decide what I want to do. Do I want to play h6, do I want to take? And it gives me just a sniff of a chance of getting out. Yeah, he plays bishop f6, and I think his idea is just not very good, because then I go in, and he plays this bishop g5 idea, but the problem is I can go queen c3. And then he goes queen f4, because you've got to attack the rook, because I'm attacking his rook. I just play rook c2. And his whole idea was just terrible with this bishop g5 idea. Don't know why he did it. And now I know that I'm definitely back in the game, because I take the pawn, he can't take my knight, because of the beautiful little checkmate. Pawn takes pawn, and my queen's guarding this entire diagonal. Also, he can't take back this way because this is checkmate with either the rook or the queen. So I could do pawn takes pawn. If I do bishop takes pawn here, you can just do rook takes knight, I think, because bishop takes pawn check, king f7, and I've got no more checks. I'm a piece down for one pawn actually, because he was a pawn up before. So yeah, this is not a good variation for me. So he takes back with the f pawn, but now I take on c6. And I was analysing, I think one line that I looked at from this position was if he goes bishop b7, queen e6. I know we can block on f7 with the queen, or I mean, king here is just a really bad move, because if rook takes pawn check, king takes rook, queen takes pawn check, king h8, queen h7 checkmate. Saw that one. Therefore, he's got to block. And I thought, well, if he blocks with the rook, I might even have rook takes pawn, king takes rook, bishop takes pawn check, king g7, bishop takes rook, queen takes bishop, queen e5 check, queen f6 to attack the knight, queen takes rook, queen takes knight, and then rook c7 check, and I finally pick up the bishop and I'm an exchange up. And I saw all that thinking, yes, I could go down that variation. I'd look at queen f7 check, all the way back here. So he can play queen f7 check instead, which is probably okay for him. But at least I know I've got like good ideas from this position. I could be mating him in a few moves if he goes wrong. So the pressure's now back on him. He knew he was winning. Psychologically, this is so much better because I know that I've got great drawing chances now, but also I've got great winning chances from this position. And he goes wrong for sure by playing queen f7. And now I decide to go for a knight takes bishop, queen takes rook, go for this endgame, which I wasn't actually too sure it was completely winning, but I knew that I should definitely not lose it, because I can just stick a rook, this rook here, and I can stick this rook here, and then probably not do anything, and he's not going to be able to attack me in any way, because he can't move any pawns forwards, and my pieces are all on light squares, they're all defended, so I'm definitely not going to lose this game, which is a good thing, but I've got chances to win. If I can maybe pick up this pawn or pick up this pawn, then I should be able to win this game. And so yeah, I developed my rook out, and he goes wrong a little bit here because he goes queen b8 with the idea of coming down to h2 and threatening checkmate on h1. But the problem is this queen's just too far out of the game over there, and he gives it up for a pawn. So I just play bishop f3, and now his queen's out of the way, and he spent a bit of time along this idea of bishop e7. He's given me the a pawn, which means that I've got double connected passes, but his idea is that he's going to play bishop c3, and he's just, and this blocks up, so my rooks can't connect now because I can't get my rook here, I can't get my rook on these two files, and it's blocked by these two pawns, so I can't even put it on a1, so my rooks aren't connected. If I can connect my rooks, then it's quite an easy win. And I spent a bit of time analysing this variation, but I couldn't quite see how I was actually going to win this. I'm quite fortunate that my judgment was correct, so only because the computer's saying it's dead level here, so I assume that he's got some sort of perpetual check and that I can't start to advance my pawns. Because if I can get these pawns start to roll forward, then it's going to be an easier win for me, but the problem is my king's not safe. And so therefore he can get loads of checks on me and loads of tactics to pick up the pawns. So that's why I didn't go in for this variation of rook takes pawn. And I actually played the move b4. And if bishop takes pawn, my rooks are connected. I only need the one pawn, I think, to win, because his king won't be safe then when I've got two rooks going up and down the board checking it. There's even some ideas where I check here and then the other rook comes up and then comes across and checks and picks up this h7 pawn. So actually I might even be able to win both of these pawns over here in those lines. But he ignores it. He plays queen back, which is a good move. Play b5, queen b6, a4. And we're just approaching the time control. He plays h5, and for some reason I play this shocker of a move right on the 40th move of king e2, which is possibly one of the worst moves I've played. Luckily for me, it's kind of like a bit of a blunder. Plays queen a5, and I think there's different variations for me to play, but I can just play king f1 is what I thought I could, and I just completely missed that after queen takes pawn b6. I thought, oh yeah, I'm getting my pawn to b7, aren't I? Oh yeah, this is going to be dead easy. Because once the pawn gets to b7, it's just a one game. I just completely missed queen a6 check. So I realised that I was not having a good day. I've missed loads of things, and just to miss something simple like this is criminal, really. Really disappointed with myself there, because I could, if I don't play king e2, back here, if I don't play king e2 and just play king g1, because I just wanted to make the time control. That's all I wanted to do, make the time control. I had a few minutes left, about 2.5 minutes or something like this when I was playing this move, maybe 2 minutes it got down to. It gives me an extra half an hour, and then I can think, right, how do I actually win this game from here on? It's not easy, because he's got the queen on the board, because my rooks aren't connected, and he's got this kind of blockade on the dark squares. But the computer agrees with me, as it's definitely won from this position with perfect play, whatever perfect play looks like. But I would back myself to work out a way of winning it from here. So yeah, I played king e2, and then he took the pawn, and I'm not winning anymore because he's got these two here, which is just trapping me all in. And actually, I just played G3, and his captain told him he was okay to have a draw now. So I accept it because I'm never going to win this position as white because I can't make any progress. Which is a bit of a shame because above 4 Alan he just got unlucky and he just blundered his advantage away, and that went from a 1 game for us to a 1 game for them, which was really unfortunate and really unlucky for Alan as well. So yeah, that's my game. I guess I could say that I'm quite fortunate to escape with a draw, really. However, I'll see it as a half a point lost when a game that I should have won in the technical end game. But yeah, round 5 is today. The scene plays against Bahrain. You can watch it live at on chess24.com. I think a lot of people are watching it on. And I'll definitely be watching from about. I'll probably join from about 4 p.m. Georgian time, which is about 1 p.m. UK time. And we'll see how the boys do. And then tomorrow's a rest day, and the next game's on the Sunday. So yeah, good luck to the guys today, and I hope that they do well. Thanks very much for watching.